few days ago, I answered a question from a client who said, my brother is in ICU on ventilation for 14 days. His blood gas exchange isn't well. Can he get better? And today I want to look at specific questions, what to ask for a situation like that, so you can be prepared if your family member is in a similar situation, is in ICU. My name is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehotline.com, and this is another quick tip for families in intensive care. So today we want to look at specific questions to ask the ICU team or prepare for a family meeting for a situation like that. So the list of specific, respectful, of course, questions you can ask for your brother's ICU team to advocate for his best care and treatment are: number one, questions about current status. What is the current cause of his poor gas exchange? Is it due to infection, inflammation, fluid buildup, scarring, or even lung collapse? What do his recent arterial blood gas values show? Ask for trends over the last 3 to 5 days, especially PaO2, PaCO2, and pH. So, oxygen in the arteries, carbon dioxide in the arteries, and pH. Oxygen levels should be above 70 millimeter per mercury, and PCO2 or carbon dioxide should be between 35 to 45 millimeter per mercury. Next, how are his lungs responding to the ventilator settings? Are his lungs stiff? Is there low lung compliance? Is oxygenation improving with current settings? Questions about next steps. Is a tracheostomy being considered? If not, why? Bear in mind, after 10 to 14 days on a ventilator with a tracheostomy, a tracheostomy is often considered safer and better for recovery. Ask them if they're aware of the timelines and criteria to decide when to perform a tracheostomy. And the criteria is usually after 10 to 14 days of ventilation with a breathing tube and the inability to wean off a ventilator. I've written an article and made a video about how long can a patient be on a breathing tube before needing a tracheostomy, and I will link to that video below the written version of this blog. Next, have any steps been taken to start weaning off the ventilator? Ask about spontaneous breathing trials or sedation and opioid reduction. Next, would your brother benefit from a transfer to a long-term acute care hospital? But that's only if you are in the US, and it's a question you should be asking. But by the same token, I can tell you, do not go to an LTAC, but you should mention it before they mention it, and you should be prepared about it. Then, questions about broader care. Is a pulmonologist, respiratory therapist, respiratory physician, or critical care specialist closely involved in your brother's care? Are there any signs of ventilator-associated pneumonia or other complications? And if so, are they being addressed? Is there anything more we could be doing right now to give him the best chance of recovery? And what's important there is, intensive care teams are only telling families in intensive care half of the story, half of the truth. I can almost guarantee you that when I start asking questions, that there's things coming to light, that you haven't even considered. Intensive care teams only tell you half of the story unless you have someone on your team that understands intensive care inside out and knows what to look for at all times, right? So I hope that helps you with the situation like that, if your family member can't come off the ventilator. Now, I have worked in critical care nursing for 25 years in 3 different countries, where I worked as a nurse manager for over 5 years in critical care and intensive care. And I've been consulting and advocating for families in intensive care since 2013 here at intensivecarehotline.com. And I can very confidently say that we have saved many lives with our consulting and advocacy. And you can verify that when you go to our testimonials section at intensivecarehotline.com, or if you go to our intensivecarehotline.com podcast section where we have done client interviews. Because our advice is absolutely life-changing. Because our advice is life-changing, that's why you can join a growing number of members and clients that we have helped over the years to improve their lives instantly when they have a loved one critically ill in intensive care, so that they can make informed decisions, have peace of mind, control, power, and influence, making sure the loved ones get best care and treatment always. And that's why I do one-on-one consulting and advocacy over the phone, Zoom, WhatsApp, whichever medium works best for you. And I talk to you and your families directly. I handhold you through this once-in-a-lifetime situation that you simply cannot afford to get wrong. I also talk to doctors and nurses directly with you or on your behalf, or set you up with the right questions to ask. And when I do that, I ask all the questions that you haven't even considered asking, but must be asked when you have a loved one critically ill in intensive care. The biggest challenge for families in intensive care is that they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what to look for. They don't know what questions to ask. They don't know their rights, and they don't know how to manage doctors and nurses in intensive care. That is exactly what you are up against. And I also represent you in family meetings with intensive care teams. We also do medical record reviews in real time so that you can get a second opinion in real time. We also do medical record reviews after intensive care if you have unanswered questions, if you need closure, or if you are suspecting medical negligence. And all of that you get at intensivecarehotline.com, where we also have a membership for families of critically ill patients in intensive care. And you can become a member if you go to intensivecarehotline.com, if you click on the membership link, or if you go to intensivecaresupport.org directly in the membership, you have access to me and my team 24 hours a day in the membership area and via email, and we answer all questions intensive care related in the membership. You also have exclusive access to 21 ebooks and 21 videos that I've personally written and recorded, and all of that will help you to improve your life instantly, make informed decisions, have peace of mind, control, power and influence, making sure your loved one gets best care and treatment always. And all of that you get at intensivecarehotline.com. Call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or simply send us an email to support@intensivecarehotline.com with your questions. And if you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular updates for families in intensive care. Click the like button, click the notification bell, share the video with your friends and families, and comment below what you want to see next, what questions and insights you have. I also do a weekly YouTube live where I answer your questions live on a show, and you will get notification for the YouTube live if you're a subscriber to my YouTube channel, or if you are a subscriber to my intensivecarehotline.com email newsletter. Thank you so much for watching. This is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehotline.com, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care for now.